Is the next India-Pakistan war closer than we think? And if it starts, will America actually stop it? Or will this time be different? India said it targeted terrorist infrastructure linked to Pakistan-based groups. Pakistan rejected India's version and said civilians were also hit. Then came the dangerous cycle: airstrikes, drones, missiles. One missile launch, one viral video, one wrong calculation, and within hours, two nuclear powers could be standing at the edge of a much bigger conflict. That is the real fear, not that war is guaranteed, but that if the next trigger comes, the situation may move faster than diplomacy can control. Let's break it down. I'm Imran, a Middle East-based analyst, and today we are looking at why the next India-Pakistan crisis could be more dangerous than the last one, and why the United States may not be able to stop it quickly. For decades, India and Pakistan have lived under a dangerous balance. Both countries have nuclear weapons, both have powerful militaries, both have emotional publics, and both have a long history of wars, border clashes, and terror-linked crises. For a long time, many people believed nuclear weapons would stop a full war. But the danger today is different. The danger is not only a full war. The danger is a so-called limited war, a short strike, a controlled response. A few missiles, a few drones, a quick retaliation, and then, hopefully, both sides stop. But that is the problem. Both sides may believe they can control escalation. India may believe it can punish terror groups without starting a full war. Pakistan may believe it can respond without crossing India's red lines. But history tells us one thing: starting a crisis is easy, controlling it is hard. The 2025 India-Pakistan clash showed how fast things can move. After the Pahalgam attack, India launched Operation Sindoor. And if both sides are preparing to look stronger next time, the next crisis could escalate faster than the last one. That is where the danger begins. Air defenses, cross-border firing, statements, counter-statements, and the world watched two nuclear powers move dangerously close to something much bigger. The fighting eventually stopped, but here is the key question: what did both sides learn from that crisis? India may have learned that next time it must hit harder and faster. Pakistan may have learned that next time it must respond quicker and stronger. And if both sides are preparing to look stronger next time, the next crisis could escalate faster than the last one. That is where the danger begins. Now look at India's position. India's message has become very clear. If there is a major terror attack, India does not want to respond only with statements. It wants to impose a cost. It wants to show that attacks linked to Pakistan-based networks will bring consequences. And this is not only military strategy, it is also domestic politics. After every major attack, Indian public opinion demands a strong response. Television debates demand action. Social media demands revenge. Opposition parties ask questions, and the government cannot afford to look weak. So if another major attack happens and Delhi blames Pakistan-based groups, the pressure to strike back could become enormous. India may call it limited, India may call it targeted, India may say it is not a war, but Pakistan may not see it that way. Pakistan may say this is an attack on our sovereignty. And once Pakistan responds, India may respond again. That is how a limited strike can become a larger conflict. Now look at Pakistan's side. Pakistan's military cannot ignore an Indian cross-border attack. If it does not respond, it looks weak at home. If it responds too strongly, it risks escalation. That is the trap. Pakistan has to show deterrence. India has to show punishment. Both want to appear strong. Both want to control the crisis. But both cannot control public anger, media pressure, battlefield mistakes, and political emotion at the same time. And when two nuclear powers are trying to appear strong together, the margin for error becomes very small. Now comes the big question: will the United States stop it? Many people assume that if India and Pakistan start fighting, America will step in and stop the war. But this time, it may not be so simple. After the 2025 crisis, Donald Trump claimed he helped stop the fighting through tariff and trade pressure. Pakistan welcomed the idea of American involvement. But India pushed back against any suggestion of mediation. India's position is clear. India-Pakistan issues should be handled bilaterally. Delhi does not want Washington, Beijing, or anyone else turning this into international mediation. So from the start, America's role becomes complicated. Yes, Washington can call both sides. Yes, America can urge restraint. Yes, America can apply pressure. But can it immediately stop missiles and drones once they are already flying? That is much harder. And the world today is distracted. The United States is dealing with China, Iran, Russia, Ukraine, the Middle East, trade wars, and domestic politics. So even if Washington wants to act, the real question is timing. Can America move fast enough? Because the next India-Pakistan crisis may move in hours, not weeks. And if the first 24 to 48 hours become too intense, outside diplomacy may arrive late. Now bring China into the picture. China is Pakistan's closest strategic partner. CPEC, Gwadar, Defense Cooperation, and military ties connect Beijing and Islamabad deeply. So if India and Pakistan enter a serious crisis, China will not ignore it. But China also does not want a major war in South Asia. A war would damage regional stability, Chinese investments, and trade routes. So Beijing may try to calm things down while still politically leaning toward Pakistan. India knows this, and that makes Delhi's calculation even more complex, because a crisis with Pakistan is never only about Pakistan. India must also think about China, the Himalayan border, the Indian Ocean, and the wider Asian balance of power. That is why the next India-Pakistan crisis could quickly become a multi-power crisis, America watching, China calculating. Now, is war definitely coming soon? No, that would be irresponsible to say. There is no guaranteed war, but the risk is real. And the most likely trigger is clear: a major terror attack inside India. If such an attack happens and India links it to Pakistan-based groups, then the pressure for military retaliation could become intense. That is the most dangerous pathway, not a planned war, not a formal declaration, but a sudden attack followed by pressure, followed by retaliation, followed by counter-retaliation. That is how modern crises begin. And today, technology makes it worse. Drones can strike quickly, missiles can travel fast, air defense systems can misread threats, cyber attacks can create confusion, and social media can spread fake news before governments confirm facts. Imagine a fake video claiming a major attack. Imagine exaggerated casualty numbers. Imagine a false report that a city was hit. Public anger explodes, media pressure builds, leaders feel trapped, and suddenly calming down looks like weakness. This is why the information war is now part of the military war. The battlefield is no longer only the border. It is also television screens, mobile phones, and social media feeds. So what is the real danger? The real danger is miscalculation. India may think Pakistan will not escalate beyond a point. Pakistan may think India will stop after one strike. India may believe its attack is precise. Pakistan may believe it must respond symbolically. But what if a missile hits the wrong target? What if civilians are killed? What if an aircraft is shot down? What if a military base is damaged? What if social media spreads a false claim that becomes politically impossible to ignore? Then the crisis changes. Strategy becomes emotion. And once emotion takes over, wars become unpredictable. So here is the conclusion. The next India-Pakistan war is not certain, but the conditions for a dangerous crisis are present. The political pressure is present. The military tools are present. The public emotion is present, the unresolved issues are present, and the belief in limited escalation may be growing. America will try to stop a war. China will protect its interests. Gulf countries will call for calm. The United Nations will urge restraint. But the first and most important decisions will be made in Delhi and Islamabad. And those decisions may happen very quickly. That is why the first hours of the next crisis will matter more than ever. If both sides communicate, control the narrative, and leave room to step back, the crisis may be contained. But if both sides try to outmatch each other immediately, the situation could become dangerous very fast. So the real question is not, will there be a war tomorrow? The real question is, if the next major trigger happens, will India and Pakistan control the crisis? Or will the crisis control them? Because sometimes wars do not begin when leaders want them. They begin when events move faster than leaders can manage. And in South Asia, that is the risk the world cannot ignore. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe to Imran Breaks It Down, like this video, and share it with someone who follows India, Pakistan, Kashmir, and global politics. Because here, we don't just follow headlines, we break them down.